Good morning everyone. Today we will conduct one more experiment, the 7th experiment in our electrical machines 1 laboratory, that is load test on induction generator. The main aim of the experiment is to run the induction motor as an induction generator and determine its efficiency as a generator. Okay. The main components required are, we need an induction motor and we will be requiring an ammeter voltmeter. Both AC and DC ammeters and voltmeters will be requiring, and we need a tachometer to measure speed. So this is the overall circuit diagram which we use to conduct this experiment. So we will be having a induction generator here, and which is coupled to a DC machine. This DC machine can be run as a generator as well as motor. Initially we will run this induction motor by giving 3-phase supply, and then as this is coupled to a DC machine, this machine acts as a generator first, and then by matching the generated voltage from the generator with the external DC supply, so we will sync both the voltages by means of a switch, DPST switch. Then we will make this generator to work as a motor, and at that time this machine, which is DC machine which is acting as a motor, start driving this induction motor more than its synchronous speed. At that time this machine, induction motor, start rotating more than its synchronous speed. That time it will start acting as a generator, and it will start giving supply back to the mains. The overall setup to conduct this experiment is shown in this table. We will be having a 3-phase induction motor and DC shunt generator. So here in this table we have all the digital displays, means voltmeter, ammeters are all inbuilt, and only the wattmeters which are required to measure the power are used here, W1 and W2, and we have a DPST switch here and a DC voltmeter to measure a DC voltage. And here we will be having a 3-phase supply. From this 3-phase supply we have to give it to a 3-phase transformer, and then we required one energy meter here which is used to indicate the power flow, whether it is from supply to the circuit or from circuit to the mains. So to identify that, we will be requiring this energy meter. And this VAC, what we can see in this experiment, VAC is used as a AC voltmeter and IAC is used as a AC ammeter. And here IDC is used to measure the DC current, and this IF is used as a ammeter which is used to measure the field current of the DC machine. And here we have a tachometer which can digital display, which can give us the reading of the rotation with which the machine is running, the RPM, in terms of RPM. This is what the overall setup. Okay. Now let's see how exactly the connection goes. The 3-phase induction motor we use to conduct this experiment is having a rating of 5 HP and 415 volt, and the DC machine what we use is 3.7 kilowatt with a rated voltage of 220 volt. Now we will do the connection for this experiment. First we have to give connection to the auto transformer from the mains. R by B wires you can use to make that connection. This R by B should be connected to input terminals of a 3-phase auto transformer, R by B. Now then the output terminals of the auto transformer, R by B, now can be connected to the machine. The connections are like the R by B phases we have here. So first R terminal should be given to an ammeter, then it goes to the terminal M of the wattmeter, and then L should come to one terminal of the stator of a 3-phase induction motor, and then B phase should be given via energy meter. In the energy meter also we will be having ML, CV terminals, mains, line and common and voltage terminals. So here also the B phase should be sent through this energy meter, and it should be given to the second terminal of a stator. Again the third terminal, B phase, should be going to the M terminal of the wattmeter 2, and then L should goes to the third terminal of the stator. Here the very important connection is this V of wattmeter 1 and wattmeter 2 both should be shorted, and it should be shorted to the second terminal of the stator, and the same terminal should goes back to the energy meter. And here also the normal connections we have with respect to the generator. So AA should be connected to the positive side, AA should be connected to the negative side, and parallelly we'll be using one rheostat, a variable rheostat, and then a field winding of a DC machine. And also we'll be having one ammeter to measure the field current, and the armature current is measured by means of this ammeter. Also we'll be having one external DC supply. So as I told you, so this is the external rheostat what we use for a DC machine as a variable rheostat. Okay. Now we'll see how exactly the connections are made. From R phase of a auto transformer, R phase of the auto transformer should goes to the ammeter. Then ammeter another terminal should goes to M terminal of a wattmeter 1, the first wattmeter. The first wattmeter. Now MC should be shorted. MC should be shorted, and then L terminal should goes to the U terminal of the 3-phase induction motor, that is the first terminal. Next, B phase of the auto transformer should goes to energy meter. Here also, as I said you, M, L, C, B terminals are there. Internally MC are shorted. We need not to do that connection. Initially these two are shorted. Next, then L terminal should goes to the V terminal of the delta connected induction motor. Next, the B phase of the auto transformer should be given to M terminal of the wattmeter 2, and here also the MC terminals of the wattmeter should be shorted, and then L terminal should goes to the W terminal, means the third terminal of a induction motor. Then V and V of both the wattmeter should be shorted, and we are using a voltage range of 600. Then this V, one of the V, as V and V of the wattmeters are shorted, and it should, one terminal should goes to the L terminal of the energy meter, and then so this is the overall connection at the left hand side, that is the induction motor side connections are done. Now we will do the connection for a DC machine side, the right hand side. Again we will be having a terminals for DC generator. A terminal, A to the variable rheostat, A2 to a variable rheostat, and then one more A to the IDC terminal, one ammeter, and then that ammeter should goes to positive terminal of a switch, DPST switch. Next, AA, from AA, from AA to negative terminal of a switch. Next, another terminal of the rheostat, the variable rheostat, should goes to the field terminal Z. Again then ZZ to the field ammeter IF. Then IF should be shorted to EE, or negative of the supply, AA. Okay. Here at the DPST switch, so we have a switch here. So here the DC machine, then generators terminals are connected here. This is positive and negative. Also at the right hand side of the DPST switch, we should connect a external DC supply of a 220 volt. Here this should be connected to positive and this should be connected to negative. Here we will be having a terminals for what connecting that 220 volt external DC supply, and this will be a positive terminal and it should be connected to the positive terminal of the DPST switch, and the one more terminal should goes back to the negative end here. Okay, so this is what the overall connections we have in case of a induction generator. Also, to know or to read, have a reading for a DC voltage measured by or generated by a DC generator, we should require this DC voltmeter, and it should be connected across the switch. So positive terminal and the negative terminals are connected here. Positive and negative terminals are connected. This is what the overall setup what we have to conduct a load test on a DC generator. By turning on this knob, we can have a DC supply on, and we can by turning off this, we can switch the DC supply off. So this is what the overall setup, overall connection, how exactly we should do in case of a load test of a induction generator. Now let's see how exactly the conduction goes. As per this circuit, we have connected the whole circuit. From a three-phase mains, we have connected an auto transformer, and the output of the auto transformer is given to the three-phase induction motor, and which is in turn coupled to a DC generator. And we have used at the input side an energy meter which shows the direction of the supply, whether it is from left to the right, that is from supply to the three-phase induction motor, or from induction generator to the supply. So this aluminum disc, if it is rotating from left to right, it indicates the induction motor is getting the supply. If it is rotating from right to left, it shows that the induction motor is acting like an induction generator and it is giving the supply back to the mains. So we have used wattmeters, two wattmeters W1 and W2 to measure the input power given to the induction motor. We have used a DPST switch to synchronize the generated voltage from the generator with the external DC supply. The external DC supply terminals are connected here, plus, minus, and the generated EMF from the DC generator is connected here as plus, minus. Once both the voltages becomes equal, we can close this switch to synchronize. So the overall idea about this experiment is to run the three-phase induction motor initially, which is coupled to a DC generator. Now DC generator is driven by a three-phase induction motor. Then DC generator starts developing an EMF that can be checked by making use of a DC voltmeter. By making use of a field rheostat, which is kept initially in cut-in position, so gradually varying this, we can excite the field of a DC generator, and we can bring the voltage induced in the DC generator to its rated voltage by looking into voltmeter connected across the switch. The rated voltage of this external DC supply is 220 volt. When both the voltages become equal, we will close the DPST switch. Then we will be synchronizing the supply, external DC supply, with the generated voltage of the DC generator. Then by cutting it again, the field of the DC shunt generator will make generator to run more than its rated speed, that is more than 1500. Once the generator start acting as a DC motor, its speed increases. That can be done by making use of a field rheostat of a DC machine. So once it become equal to 1500, the energy meter disc starts rotating in the opposite direction. It will stop rotating first, and then still if we increase the rheostat of the field of a DC machine, so the energy meter disc starts rotating in the opposite direction. It means the DC shunt generator is acting as a DC motor, and it is in turn driving the induction motor. That is, at that instant, induction motor, three-phase induction motor, starts acting as a induction generator. So by observing the aluminum disc which is rotating in the opposite direction, it shows the energy is transferred from induction generator to the supply. Before starting the experiment, we should confirm the zero position of the auto transformer. We should keep it for zero position. Then we should switch on the main supply. Then we have connected a voltmeter, an ammeter and a DC ammeter and the field current. Then RPM can be read by making use of this RPM meter. The overall setup we can see in this video. Now gradually vary the auto transformer from 0 to the rated voltage of 415 volt. The motor start rotating. Slowly vary the auto transformer and see that it is running at a rated voltage of 415 volt. So it is 400. Now slowly increase the auto transformer and make that voltage to 415 volt. Now we can observe in the energy meter that the disc is rotating from left to right. The red band in the aluminium disc shows that the energy meter disc is rotating from left to right, that is energy transfers from auto transformer to the 3-phase induction motor. So the initially AC supply current is read as 5.19 and the total RPM of the DC generator is 1496. Now the wattmeter shows the input power drawn by the induction motor. Now as we have connected the terminals of the DC generator AAA across this voltmeter, it is showing some generated voltage, but it is not equal to the rated value of 220 volt. Now vary the field rheostat of the DC shunt generator and make this voltage equal to 220 volt. So gradually vary the field rheostat of the DC shunt generator from cut in to cut out position such that it shows a generated voltage of 220. So this is equal to 220. Now switch on the DC supply, external DC supply, which is also having a rating of 220 volt. Now check the voltage of DC voltmeter which is connected to the DC supply, external DC supply. Here also we can see the 220 volt supply. When both the voltages are equal, then close the DPST switch. Now both the voltages generated by the DC generator and the external DC supply are in synchronization. Now by varying the field rheostat of the DC generator and by rotating it into cut-in position, we will see the increase in the RPM of the DC generator, which crosses beyond 1500, and the field current of the DC generator also starts increasing. So now start increasing the field of the DC generator and we will make it to work as a DC motor. And just see the aluminum disc of the energy meter stops rotating. Further cutting in the rheostat of the field, we can make the RPM increasing of a DC generator. So it is going beyond 1500. So the RPM increased. Now at this instant, this DC generator starts operating as a DC motor, and now it is driving the induction motor. Means this induction motor now acting as a induction generator, and we can see that the aluminum disc has stopped. Further, by increasing the field of a DC generator, the aluminum disc start rotating in the opposite direction. So at each position of the rheostat, we can note down the input watts W1, W2, and also the input voltage given to the induction motor, generated voltage 415 volt, then the AC current, then the field current DC, then the RPM. So RPM can be increased slowly in step of 3 to 4 RPMs. So we have to load the induction generator in step of 3 to 4 RPMs. So gradually, by varying the field rheostat of the induction generator. So at each step, at each RPM, in step of 3 to 4 RPM, as we load the induction generator, all the readings are noted down. That is the VDC, IDC, speed in RPM, W1, W2 and IDC, and remaining parameters are calculated by using the formula given in the manual. Now to shut down the experiment, we have to reverse all the procedures. Now make this DC current 0. It is in 6.8 now. Now make this 0 so that it draws a 0 current DC machine. After making this current 0, now we should open the DPST switch. We should make IDC nearly equal to 0. Now we should open the DPST switch. Again switch off the DC supply. Then the field rheostat is brought again to its original position, that is cut-in position. Then gradually varying the auto transformer, that is from 415 volt, we should reduce it back to 0 just by reducing the auto transformer. Bring the auto transformer back to 0 position and switch off the main supply. This completes the load test on 3-phase induction generator.